sit down, all of you need to sit down. When I say stand up, you need to stand up. Simple, right? Simple, simple. So let's start with that. Let's start with something which is simple, and then we get to the 8th semester very soon. We get to the 8th semester very soon. So stand up, okay? Sit down. Okay, all of you seem to be in the first semester. You have cleared the first 2 semesters. No problem. First, let's give a big hand. First 2 semesters cleared. Now we are slowly coming into the second and third year. Now it's tough times, right? So this time it's going to be a little tricky questions. Professors are going to set some tricky questions. So it goes like this. When I say sit, you need to stand. When I say stand, you need to sit. Simple, but sometimes you get simple questions, okay? Stand up. Okay, sit down. Okay, stand up. Sit down. Okay. REC is, after all, easy, right? It's 2 years are easy. Now it's going to go to the last semester. Now we are getting into the last year. We are about to pass. Campus interview is going to start. People are going to come in. They're going to hire us. You know, some lucky guys are going to companies like Infosys those days. Anybody from Infosys? Yeah, some lucky guys. Some guys who are just wandering around, go to TCS, all those other things, yeah? So all those things will happen. Now here is what is going to happen. Let's see this. When I say sit, you need to stand. When I say stand, you need to sit. But now, the complexity professors have added is they're saying rotate. When I say rotate, you need to stand in your place. But when I say still, you need to rotate. Is that simple? All other instructions remains the same, but still means rotate. Rotate means still. Is that okay? Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Rotate. Sit. That was a trick question by professor, yeah? Trick question. Rotate. Still. Sit down. Sit down, stand. Okay, give yourself a big hand. I think that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Class of 95, that's wonderful. You have begun very well. You have begun very well. I think the professors are coming, so we're just waiting for an indication to start, yeah? I must tell all of you that we have family over here, so a little bit of REC behavior, the lapis, the pearl, the opals can be left a little behind. With family, we will behave like good children, yeah? Good people. Good boys and girls. Family, how many families are here? Can the families raise your hand? Wonderful. Let's give them a big hand. Families, are you happy to be here? Do you like our place? Have you been around the place? Have you eaten in the hostel mess? No. Then you haven't done anything yet. But good, let me know when we can start. Manohar? As the professors come, some of our old memories may just flash. I think anybody from the family would like to stand up and say, what's your first impression about our college? What's the first impression? Anybody just wants to say anything that you saw here which was really nice? Anybody wants to stand up? First impressions? Anybody? Yes. Please, why don't you stand up? You can just introduce your dad or mom's name and just tell us a little impression about what you think about our college. No? Yeah, why don't you stand up and just tell us? Let's give him a big hand. The gentleman in the basketball. Yeah, let's give a big hand to the basketball fan over here. Yes. What's your first impression? What did you like here?
I like the coconuts outside.
You like the?
Coconuts.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you want to come here and join here?
Both of us can.
Ah, okay. Let's give them a big hand. The mic's all yours.
Hi, my name is Nitish, and that's my dad. His name is Natadure.
Hi, my name's Anish, and my dad's Madan.
When I walked in, I was really disappointed because I saw a sign that said barn, but there was no barn.
But I'll tell you something. What's found in the barn? A lot of cows, right? Here you see all of them over here. Let's give them a big hand, the cows. Okay, okay. The animals are found in the barn, and all of us over here are animals, right? So let's give the animals a big hand. So that's where we can start with. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Anybody else wants to share? Any other family member would like to share your impressions? He saw the barn, but he was disappointed there wasn't any barn. Okay. Anybody else? Wonderful. Let's give her a big hand. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Abhirami. I am Kausal's wife. I am an architect also.
Wow.
So when I walked into the campus, he's spoken a lot about REC, now NIT, but during your days it was REC. And he always says that those were the best 5 years of his life. And it was very nice walking. It's a beautiful campus. And to see such a huge collective is really inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhirami. But tell me, Abhirami, if I tell you that Kosal was a good boy, would you believe or not?
No.
No. You're absolutely right. If I was Amitabh Bachchan, I would say Sahi Jawab. Good, but he was a nice boy and he was a wonderful architect in the making at that time.
In the making.
Thank you, Abhirami. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Padma. I'm Padma, and Mr. Murli is my husband. And I'm a pharmacist. And so first thing I felt when I entered inside, it was really, I felt my husband did a great achievement. Really, I really feel proud of this. And second thing is that this is the place where he made a bridge between the past and the future. And he really meant being a civil engineer. And I'm really proud of him, really. Thank you. Yeah.
I think Padma, the civil engineering department was one of the pioneers over here. I think a very, very old department. They have done some wonderful work.
Yeah.
I think early inputs into drip irrigation and all. Even my parents remember today the project that was on drip irrigation. We used to have science projects. Okay. So they still remember some of those exhibits which were there. So I think a wonderful department. And I think you're lucky to be with the civil engineer from REC Trichy.
Really, sir.
Wonderful, Padma. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Anybody else would like to share? We have Padma and Abhirami sharing and the two young boys. Anybody else would like to share? Anybody else would like to share your views, your first impressions? Anything else which you would like to share? Rajavel, Koshal, you can tell me when to start. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Professor. Anybody else would like to share? Anybody else? We have some wonderful memories over here, and some of those memories would have been shared with you by your better halves. So if there is any such memory they have shared with you, please do tell us. That will really be nice. That will help us to relive our moments. Those wonderful 5 years is what Abhirami said that Kosal spent. Yes, he was in fact in our hostel. We all spent, we are hostel mates, and there are so many wonderful moments from a hostel. Anybody else wants to share? Anybody else? Anand? Where's Anand? Anand, give him a big hand. Anand, you're wanted. The mic to Anand.
I've seen Anand in all the alumni functions.
Thank you, morning. I'm Anand. Raja is husband. It's a wonderful campus. In fact, I know more of her classmates than my own classmates. So they've got such an active group with them. In fact, I know more than 50% of the team who's sitting here. And in campus, I've been to this campus 25 years back. I find more green now. It looks a lot more greener than what it was 25 years back. So they've done a wonderful job to make it really green. Thank you.
Wonderful, Anand. Thank you very much. Let's ask now our own classmates. One big change you saw in REC as you entered. Let's start. Anybody? One quick one. Yes. Drive is much shorter. Drive is much shorter. Yes, it's definitely much shorter. A lot of flyovers which have come up. Wonderful. Yes, yes, Cami, that's right. Anybody else wants to share? One change that you saw. One big change. The name itself changed. Okay, name changed. Wonderful. Yes, name changed. Super. What else?
Hello. Hi, Kashi.
Sorry. Yes, Uma.
That our first year classroom, that amphitheater style, A13 hall, now it has been changed to look like a theater now.
Oh, it looks like a theater now.
Yeah.
Yes,
I wanted to visit that class first.
Yes.
We went inside, the room was locked. We called the attendant and she opened the door. We went inside with a lot of enthusiasm. And when we went inside, oh, this is not the place. It changed completely.
Absolutely. We missed the amphitheater where we did our first year classes. Yes, especially at the back benchers.
Yes, I am one of the backbenchers.
It's changed. There's no sea kings. So there's no nut.
It's cakes and breads.
Oh, cakes and breads. There's no nutcracker. What is that? All that is gone now.
Yeah, it's changed. No seating, nothing.
No sea kings. That's sad. Okay. Yes.
And there is no EC department in the admin block.
There's no ECE department in the admin block. Okay. What else? 25 years younger. Let's give Sunil a big hand. Super. 25 years younger. Wonderful. Good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Did you see?
I saw a MiG-29.
Sorry, engine oil.
MiG-29.
MiG-29. Okay, there was a MiG-29. Where is that kept?
I don't know.
Next to architecture department is a MiG-29. Okay, Kosal, looks like there is some connection there. Good. Anybody else? Did you see the new library, the central library? No? Okay. The shopping center. Anybody curiosity? The shopping center, the juice guy, the cycle guy. All those old memories. I think we will.
Barn is fully air conditioned.
Barn is fully air conditioned. My God, that's unbelievable. But in
முதல்ல இங்க தான் engineering entrance exam எழுதினேன். I have written my exam here and I have joined here.
You wrote the exam here and you joined here. Wonderful. That's got a lot more memories to you. But one thing that hasn't changed about Trichy, what's that? Rockfort Temple, okay, that's one. What else? Okay, what else? Is it hot and hotter and hotter and hotter always? Yeah, the weather is the same. The weather is better now. Okay, the weather is better this time. Okay, the weather is better this time. Okay. Great. For us who come from Bangalore, the weather is a bit hot, we can say. But now you feel, but those days, this was the best months. Yeah, these were the best months. Okay. Anybody else? Anything else you would like to share? Anybody? Any family member? Anybody else would like to share? I can call upon two young girls. Can you just come on the stage and just tell us about what you feel? Let's give them a big hand. Yeah, let's give them a big hand. A little more. Give them a little cheer, please, as they enter. Yeah, yeah. Who knows, tomorrow they may be opalites over here. So let's give them a big hand. Yes.
Hi, I'm Nivashini, and I'm Natadre's daughter. This school, or this campus is really nice. I think it just holds a lot of memories for everyone in general. I don't know, I just felt something like everyone here is just so excited to meet each other after like such a long time, and I think that's really cool. I think after I graduate college, I would like to have something like this. That just would feel really nice.
I'm Kavya, Madan's daughter, and I think this campus is also really nice. I liked it that there were plants outside. It's really nice.
You know, they say that the barn has magical qualities. Let me tell you, young ladies, hold me. The barn has magical qualities. The moment you wish anything over here, it comes true. So you know, that's how it is, right? That's how the barn is. The moment you said you want to have a similar reunion for yourself, that's going to be granted soon. Wish you all the best. So we're just waiting for some of our guests to come in. As they come in, we start the proceedings. As they come in, we start the proceedings. Yeah, some 90s songs. Anybody is there? Prabol is there? Prabol? Sorry? Kashi is now, you know, he's a big man. I don't want to say that. No, but Kashi will dance. For sure he will dance. If we have our other dance mates, we'll be very happy to dance. You know, I remember the first year, we had the first year celebration, and there we danced the sack dance, and along with me was Krishnan. Krishnan, of course, left us in the first year. He went to the IIT, but he was here, and both Krishnan and I danced the sack dance. We got a sack in our agate, and we put the sack on and we danced. It was, the song goes like this. It was called Jummaka 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 Jumma, Jumma Jummaka Jumma. You saw that? Yeah, if you remember that, and it was on that we danced, you know. And if I dance here, all will get embarrassed. Yeah? Okay. Anybody else? Any other? Why don't we call our class representative? Yeah? We can have, you know, he was the one who gave us a mega holiday once. You know, he gave us a mega holiday and we called it the mega holiday. Meghnathan, would you like to say something? Our representative once. Yeah? You want to just share a few words? Your impressions, what changed, you know?
Thanks, Kasi. Thanks. You're doing a great job. It's great to meet everyone. I didn't really plan to come here first, and then I convinced myself to come here. So I'm glad that I'm able to see so many of you I haven't seen in 27 years. So I'm glad that you're able to make this trip, and please have fun, and we'll have a lot more fun in the evening.
Thank you, Mega. Thank you very much. I would request the speakers for today. We have a list of speakers who would be sharing their thoughts with you. I would request them to please come on stage. First, I would request RECAL President, Mr. Mahalingam, to come on the stage, please. Request Mr. Mahalingam to come on stage. Let's give Mr. Mahalingam a big hand as he comes on stage. I would request RECAL past president Krishna Sai to please come on stage. Krishna Sai requests you to come on stage, sir, please. Request Krishna Sai to please come on stage. RECAL past president Krishna Sai to please come on stage. You there? Sure, thank you. I would request the Dean Alumni Relations, Dr. Subbayan, to please come on stage. Dr. Ilango, all of us know him. Please give him a standing ovation, Dr. Ilango. I would request Kamakoti also to please come on stage. Yeah. Honorable guests on the dais and professors of the dais, also my dear friends of batch of 95. Let's give ourselves a big hand first. I'll tell you an instant today when I actually felt that there was a lot more of REC that is still left in me. When I opened the newspaper today, I found out that the NIRF rankings were out. You know, the NIRF is the framework for rating the institutes in India. And I found that REC, now it is NIT, is rated 8th among all the engineering colleges. You know, that's when a lot of pride was automatically created and I said, wow, you know. And even a bigger feeling came when I felt like I still call myself REC Trichy, when I saw that we have beaten the next person behind us is REC Suratkal. That's when I felt even more happier. You know, because there was always this competition, and some of us who went to incidents those days will realize the competition that we had with Suratkal. And when these two things happened, I realized that I'm ready for the Alumni Meet 95. You know, a lot of emotions at this stage. If you really ask me, you know, especially when I saw Dr. Ilango right now, a lot more emotions actually came in, and those years that have passed actually flashed by. And I knew that when I'm going to talk in the barn, there is going to be these emotions come through me. And that's why I thought I will pen down a few verses, a poem, sort of representing some of what I have experienced, and many of you would have experienced, and all of you would have experienced over here. So with your permission, can I recite a few lines of those poems? Today morning, I decided to use the normal method to come here, the normal REC method. So I waited for the 126 number bus. And unfortunately, the 126 number bus did not come. So I decided to take the next option. What was that? Take the Tanjavur bus. And you know what happens when you take the Tanjavur bus, right? And that's how the first few lines of this poem are. Tuakudi BHEL were the only stops the Tanjavur buses were stopping. Tuakudi BHEL were the only stops the Tanjavur buses were stopping. As I stand today at the barn, memories of those 4 years seem truly everlasting. Memories of those 4 years seem truly everlasting. You know, that's the first impression that I had. The barn is where we began our journey, and many of us remember this building, this place, and those two young boys said, I don't see the barn. We also wondered, where's the barn over here? But the barn is where a lot of history was created, because here is where we competed, here is where we enjoyed ourselves in all the events which were there. I also remembered the time when when our parents left us over here, because I intentionally stayed today in the same place where I had stayed when I first joined REC. You know, and those words I just want to share before you. Sorry, just 1 minute.
We also invite Dr. N. Kumaresan, Dean of Student Welfare, to please join the dignitaries on the stage. Dr. Kumaresan.
So I'll just spend a few words as Professor Kumaresan takes his seat. When it all looked like we were left to our fate, our parents left us over here and they went back. When it all looked like we were left to our fate, entered we into a beautiful world we call Agate. Let's give a big hand to that, yeah? When it all looked like we were left to our fate, entered we into a beautiful world we called Agate. Of course, same would apply to the women who went to Opal, but Agate was our home for the first year. And then we were initiated into the college way, and this is all to the family who's coming over here, who have come here. This one is to all our parents, our mothers especially. At home, it was us telling Amma, it's your food we want less. At home, it was us telling Amma it is your food we want less, until we were initiated into what they call the hostel mess. Until we were initiated into what they call the hostel mess. And that's the place where we were initiated. So all you young boys and girls, when you sort of complain about your mother's food, remember, one day you'll come to the hostel food over here, like this, So remember that, and that's when you'll start enjoying your mom's food. This one is typically one of the biggest advantages that this place had was when we went out from here, we suddenly realized that India is such a vast and beautiful country, and many of us continue to stay back here and deal with the people here and our own countrymen over here. And that's when we realized we have learned so much in this, other than metallurgy, mechanical, electrical. We have learned another beautiful thing which we call diversity. Yeah, that's what we have learned over here, and these words are for that. Impressionable age we were, having just entered adulthood. Impressionable age we were, having just entered adulthood. What beautiful example we saw here of unity in nationhood. What beautiful example we saw of unity in nationhood. And I think each one of us would have experienced that as we stayed in the hostel over here. This one is to someone who said, look, the name is changed, and these lines are for that. She's changed her name to NIT. She's changed her name to NIT. That's what people say. She's changed her name to NIT. That's what people say. It doesn't matter as for us. The thing to remember is the Rectian way. The thing to remember is the Rectian way. She's changed her name to NIT, but that doesn't matter. For us, the thing to remember is the Rectian way. That's what is very important for us. NIT or whatever they may call us. For us, it is REC and REC Trichy, and that's what she will always be. The batch of 95, that is what we are. The batch of 95, did it have the spark? The batch of 95, did we all have the spark? Banking, we have someone here. IT, many of you here. Business, and of course engineering, we have all left a mark. Banking, IT, business, and of course engineering, we all have left a mark. So let's give ourselves a big hand. We are the batch of 95. We are the batch of 95. And just to conclude, for all the professors on the dais and off the dais, this one is to all of you, because that's one of the reasons we wanted to have this small celebration. The potters who have molded such wonderful clay, the potters who have molded such wonderful clay, thank you, professors and teachers, is what we want to say. Thank you, professors and teachers, is what we want to say. We have seen many movies where people have these alumni meets, people have these reunions, as they call it. People come and they meet together. I always wondered when we saw those movies that I think this is what reality is. Just like what she felt, I also felt, I wish one day I would have a reunion with all my colleagues. Until COVID came in and COVID came and went, and it spoiled a lot of our plans. But we are very happy to be back over here, to have this reunion, and to be in these blue shirts that we have worn, which sort of makes us feel together that we are the batch of 95. Let's give ourselves a big hand. with those few words, I think, let's start the proceedings for the day. We have a small prayer to the mother. This is the Tamil Thai Varthu, which we will have right now. And following the Tamil mother song to the mother, we will have a 1 minute silence, which we will observe for all our friends, colleagues, professors, people who are very close to us, who passed away in these few years that have gone by. So request all of you to please stand in your places, and as we play the prayer.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை நிரம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
I request all of you to please maintain a minute's silence. Thank you. The alumni in the college plays a big role, and in fact, one of the reasons why the college scores so high is a very strong alumni network. In fact, I work for an engineering company, and we have people of different colleges over there. So I get a good view of different colleges which is there. And we also see how active their alumni associations are. And I must say that our alumni association, which we call as RECAL, it's a wonderful name, playing around the fact that it helps us to recall our college so much fondly. Our alumni association, the REC Alumni Association, is one of the most progressive ones that we have seen, And I think let's give a big hand to the Alumni Association and for the wonderful work we are doing. I would now request the RECAL President, Mr. Mahalingam, to come and share a few words with all of you. The RECAL President, Mr. Mahalingam. Let's give him a big hand. I have a small video which will tell you about RECAL.
RECAL, REC Alumni Association, was created in 1992 to bring alumni under one roof for the dissemination and exchange of their experience, knowledge and talents among its members and the students and faculty of the college. RECAL today has chapters in Chennai, Bangalore, Trichy, Singapore, UAE and USA, and has conducted global alumni meets at Bangalore in 2010, Trichy in 2015 and Chennai in 2020. RECAL Foundation was registered in 2004 as a public charitable trust under 12AA of the Income Tax Act with approval under 80G of the Income Tax Act to provide tax benefits with Foreign Contribution Regulation Act FCRA approval for receiving funds from international donors. RECAL has been making a significant impact on the NIT Trichy ecosystem by building established RECAL chapters across various cities in India and abroad, a portal with a facility for alumni networking and interaction, event sponsorship for Sports Fed, inter-hostel tournament, International Day of Yoga, trophy sponsorship for various student activities such as Pragyan, Festimber, NIT Fest, student club sponsorships, alumni mentorship, alumni cast, where a distinguished or key alumni interacts virtually with students, faculty and other alumni, fitness group, regular fitness events for running, cycling, yoga, trekking, etc. Student scholarships, 100 student scholarships being dispersed yearly. Outstanding Student Award. Heritage Center at NIT Trichy, located in the admin building. It's the first place of visit for dignitaries, alumni and special guests to understand the past and set the context for their visit to the institute. Infrastructure of the institute. SCIENT Lab, Student Center for Innovation in Engineering and Technology, Internet of Things Lab. Construction of RECAL Middle School with 10 classrooms, faculty rooms and toilets. Research project funding for students and faculties. RECAL Cares, a recent initiative for the alumni of NIT Trichy from all over the world who have opened their hearts and purses to help the COVID affected here in India through the RECAL Cares initiative. Students, alumni families, faculty, contract laborers and mess employees who have lost their livelihoods because of the pandemic crisis have been the beneficiaries. Within a short span, Rs 2 crores was raised and it served as financial aid to families of the alumni who lost their lives to COVID-19. Tuition fees for students who lost their parents or parents who lost their livelihood due to COVID. Non-teaching campus staff, mess workers and security guards. Hope Counseling Program for students' mental well-being. Neighborhood Health Infra Fund for local primary health care and government hospitals. Provide oxygen concentrators at NIT Trichy Campus Hospital. For developing a mobile oxygen generator mounted on a truck to fill oxygen cylinders in hospitals and COVID care centers. Healthathon Research Fund, where innovative projects related to healthcare by students and departments are funded. NIT Trichy USA chapter was incorporated as a non-profit organization in the state of California, USA. The chapter received its exemption for federal income tax under the Internal Revenue Services (IRS) and is officially a registered 501(c)(3) organization in USA. Rockford Ventures (RVC), a platform for the alumni by the alumni, is a committed attempt to develop a platform to leverage the global network of alumni in supporting entrepreneurial ecosystems founded and promoted by NIT alumni across many different industry sectors. The focus is to fund NIT alumni-promoted startups. Several alumni startups have pitched to RVC, and one startup is being funded by a group of alumni investors facilitated by RVC. Way forward, RECAL aims to make NIT Trichy a global brand with a target of raising 100 crores or 15 million USD by 2025 to execute 100 products or programs to benefit alumni, alma mater, students and communities. RECAL believes it's all about giving back. And as the saying goes, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give.
Once again for RECAL, for the wonderful work they are doing, and also request Mr. Mahalingam to come and share his perspectives about RECAL and expectations from all of us. Over to you, sir.
You should have said that in the end. Thank you, Kashi. Wonderful. Your emceeing is awesome. You kept us engaged waiting for guests. That's a hard task and you did great. Awesome. And the kids were also very nice. Before I get into what I want to say, a couple of words on the barn. Two kids here said it didn't feel like barn. In 1982, it felt like a barn, I can tell you. It was open, it was no air conditioning, and there's grass on both sides. And it's sweaty and smelly inside. And we used this for Festember, and we used this for our table tennis tournaments those days. So barn was actually a barn those days. Very perspective, though it was only 30 years later or 40 years later, sorry. Okay. Other thing is, I joined NIT in 1980, REC, sorry. And you guys joined in 1990. I didn't know it could make such a difference. All you guys are brighter, smarter. In our batch, there were no girls. Obviously, there are a lot more girls in your batch. And it's an entirely new generation almost. As you saw, we do a lot of work. A lot of it was done before I got in as president a couple of years back by Sai and their predecessors. RECAL does do a lot of work. I was joking to Sai and Dr. Sabyan and that I never knew I got into role. It was so much of work. It is, but you know, it's occasions like these which actually make me want to do more and more of this. When I meet alumni, I think it's the third or fourth reunion. There are a couple of, you must believe it, 50th year reunions which we attended last year. I think the 70th batch and the 70 batch and the 71 batch. It was so fun, you know. They come from a totally different era almost. And then I attended the 96 batch a few months back in November, I think. What these reunions do for me is it's a combination of, it gives me hope and it energizes me, both as a person and as RECAL. I say this because I think as time has passed by, all of you are much more in tune with what's happening now. It gives me feedback and makes me feel younger. As RECAL, every batch, I should tell you this, the bonding towards REC is unique and special. See, I'm an alumni of other institutes as well, but REC is special. I try to think why it is like that. It's possibly because we spent 4 years together here. And staying in a hostel, living together. In our times, there's no attendance compulsory. So we spend more time together in the hostel than we did now. So it was a lot more fun. And we made thicker friendships in our wings and hostels. And many of those friendships are what keep me going as a human being and as a professional even today. I think that's what REC does to you. And our batches, NIT Trichy has many illustrious alumni, including Kamakoti here, and my friend Narendra in Tata Steel, Sham in Federal Bank. A lot of my friends, we have tried to analyze what it is about REC that makes it so unique. Actually, we have one of our journalists, Kamakoti, who's doing an article as NIT Trichy, the CEO factory. So he told me that maybe it's the culture of the place, and I like to believe it's the culture of the place, apart from the bright students that we got in as. Sorry for being a little modest there. Okay, so I think it's a combination of things that makes us feel very fond of NIT Trichy and want us to give back to NIT Trichy. As at a larger level, the object is, before we get to what RECAL did, you saw most of it, I don't want to talk about too much because you saw most of what we did, is that we would like, as RECAL and as all of us together, make brand NIT really, really prominent across the world. I think we are understating ourselves. I'm not saying this just because it's a meeting of alumni. I think we can talk about us a lot more. We should promote ourselves a lot more simply because we are a fantastic bunch of alumni, a fantastic bunch of students, and credit should go to that for the various, in our times, Professor Mani Sundaram, then Nagaratnam, you have Professor Ilango here, Minnie Thomas here, Dr. Aguila, people like Professor Subin, Dr. Kumaresan, who make this happen. So as an institute and as alumni, we really understate ourselves. And what it does is, we could get more out of the brand for all of us than we are actually getting. Whether it's getting jobs as alumni, there's a standard policy. If you're a Stanford alumni and if a Stanford alumni is applying, this is special feeling in the heart, all things being equal. I think we make brand NIT bigger and bigger. I think we will benefit from it. I think it will be better for all alumni, and we'll make a bigger impact not only on the environment but also on ourselves. So I think I really implore all of you to go spread brand NIT wherever you are. Brand REC in our case. So I think it's important. To do that, what we have done at RECAL is, RECAL Cares, as we mentioned, was an initiative. I'm sure a lot of you contributed. Kamakoti definitely did contribute. We didn't even ask him. He just told me, what's the check? And he sent a check the next day. So it's really, a lot of us opened a purse system. We collected 2 crores in 16 days flat. And we did some very interesting things with that, as mentioned there. We supported the community here. We did an oxygen, a mobile oxygen generator. Some Kamakoti supported oxygen concentrators. Many people opened their purses. And not only did that, we did many intangible things. We had a infectious disease doctor counseling alumni. We had counseling from psycho counselors. We did a lot of stuff for the entire family. It was by the NIT family for the NIT REC family kind of initiative. It worked very well. It opened our eyes to the fact that we could do a lot more together. I was in the US recently, with an RECAL USA get together. I met one of your classmates, Ajay. So he flew down all the way from wherever he was to that meeting. That gives the show commitment. I understand that your batch has some very, very prominent women achievers also. Bharati was an IAS in Gujarat. I wish she was here because that perspective would have been very nice, apparently. Lavanya, who's a top 100 IT professional. So REC is not short in excellence. So I think we need to use that firepower, our influence as business persons, as corporate executives, to make REC big and to give back to the college. We can give back to the college in many ways. I'll keep it short, saying that one of the things 3 or 4 things we have identified, and we have 100 projects in mind, is I don't know how much you are aware, the student profile today is very different from our times. There are a lot of people who come here on scholarships. I give this example that we were doing one of the interviews for a laptop distribution. We understood, that's the first time at least I got to know, one of the students' father was a juice seller in Moradabad. Another student's father was hawking clothes in the street of somewhere in Orissa. And during the COVID times, there were people living in places where they didn't have a hospital for 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers. So the student profile is very, very different. So they need support. See, it's approximately, what I understand is 50,000 a semester is the fees, another 60,000 is, 30,000 per semester is the living expenses. So college does give scholarships. We are supplementing that with scholarships from RECAL. Last year we did around 27, 28 crores for 93 scholarships, at 30,000 a scholarship approximately. This year we're aiming to do 300 scholarships, okay? And you could contribute it as the corpus from the batch from which the interest pays for it. We had requests in the US, so could we sponsor 1 scholarship for 30,000 or even fractions of it so that we could build that. It's something the students need, and what we'll do to this is there are students who've told us during the scholarship interviews that they don't have money to travel back to their homes, basically. You won't believe the kind of impact it can create on the students. So all of you, I suggest that look at this supporting students through scholarships initiative really well. The other area we're working on is that for people who are academically inclined and supporting research, we'll come back to you with details. We're requesting you maybe to support research scholars. You can do it as a branch, as individuals. It costs around 4 lakhs a year approximately. We're discussing that. We have to discuss with the academics director on how to do that. You could pick up your branch, your subject, and support it. The idea being, we want to make REC a great hub of innovation. We would like to move it to patent stage. I was recently at the IIT Madras Research Park, and I can tell you it really opened my eyes. It's something we can emulate big time. And I don't think we have any less intellectual horsepower or firepower, I can tell you. That's something we work on. Other thing is on innovation, we would like to sponsor. During RECAL Cares, we did what we called a healthathon, where we ran a contest for innovation ideas, technology innovation ideas related to COVID, 4 for faculty and 4 to students, each 5 lakhs grant. They've been identified, we're going to fund it. That has given us an idea that going onwards, all of us are innovators in our own right, a lot of your technology and other plans. We want to run an ongoing, you can call it a hackathon or innovation challenge for students and faculty in college. These three are the immediate costs. We have 100 other projects related to college infrastructure, the sports facilities we can do, we can support. We'll come back to you with the details. My request is, the details will be shared to you. Register in RECAL. I don't know how many of you have registered in the RECAL portal. www.nit-trichy-alumni.org. How many of you have registered in that portal? It's too few. Maybe 7, 8, 10, 15. Please do register because a lot of the information gets disseminated through that. Okay. So please do. I think it'll give you all the information and it's a way to connect. The idea behind the portal is, I'm sure enough of us, WhatsApp groups, etc. But if you want to be really connected to the college and what's going here and you would like to contribute financially or you want to mentor, you want to come and lecture, there are many options available for alumni to come back. Please do feel free. 25th, for me, the 25th reunion opened my eyes. Please feel free. You could contribute any which way beyond this. And if you're in the community, you could do a lot more also. So register there, get to know of these things. We should thank all people on stage, Professor Ilango, Kamakodi, Sai, Sobayan, and Commission, and Dr. Ahila, wish she were here. She's been working very closely with us and helped us along with Sobayan and Combination execute this project. International Yoga Day was an idea they, I think we have a lot more support from the Institute and we should use this opportunity, open up purses, open our hearts and achieve our collective goal of making REC, NIT the #1 engineering institution in brand perception and otherwise also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahalingam. Class of 95, let's give a big yes to Mr. Mahalingam's plea over here. Let's give him a big yes. All of you, let's give in one unison, yes. Thank you. I think you can see the support and I'm sure the batch of 95 will not disappoint you. I now request the RECAL past president, Krishna Sai, to come and say a few words and give his thought process on RECAL. Krishna Sai.
Thank you, Kashi. Good to see all of you. Good to see the professors on the days and also off the days. Welcome, professors. It's good to see all of you. So I'll be very brief. I think Mali has covered most of it. Couple of things Professor Bhakta used to always say to the spouses and the children who are here, your fathers or mothers who have come here for the reunion, you should forget them. You should imagine that they have gone back to their school days. For the next 2 days, just allow them to be what they want to be. So don't give them any instructions, no restrictions. Let them enjoy the next 2 days and have a wonderful ball of a time for the next 2 days. So please keep that in mind, the family members here, right? So I wanted to add on what Mali said about the portal. Please do register in the portal. There's a lot of information which you will get. It's up to you to utilize it the way you feel like. But do register so that students can reach out to you. The existing students can reach out to you. This portal is a combination of the entire student base of the institute are part of the portal. The faculty, about 30% are a part of the portal as of now, but we are encouraging more faculty to join into the portal as well. And we have close to 4,500 alumni who are part of the portal. So we want to add more and more alumni to come into the portal so you can, the students can reach out to you or you can reach out to the institute to contribute. So to give you some statistics, we all know that we are the #1 NIT in the country. We are the #8 engineering college in the country and all that. But there's an interesting fact. We are the #1 institute which has the most number of girl students who are coming into the campus. Did you know that? 26% of our students are girls and is the highest in the country for any engineering college. So that shows actually a lot of strength for our institute. So regarding safety or all kinds of things. So great stat to remember, right? So with that, I will also say a little bit about RVC. RVC is a Rockford Ventures Club, which was recently started to promote alumni entrepreneurs who are starting up their startups. So we have about 60 members as part of the club, where we have a pitch session every quarter, where 2 or 3 pitches from the alumni happen in the club. And one such pitch has been almost funded now, about 90 lakhs is being funded for that startup. So please do visit the portal and learn more about the RVC as well. And whoever is interested in innovation and helping the alumni entrepreneurs, to join in. You need not be only funding it, it can be mentorships and other programs which you can join as well. So with those few words, again wishing you a great 2 days here. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think the Alumni Association has been doing some wonderful job. Just a little more statistics to add on to what Sai said, and to make Kosal as well as Ganesh happy over here. The architecture department has been rated the number 5 as per the NIRF ranking, So I think thanks to the wonderful work done, architecture, and the engineering, they are number 1 REC for last 7 years continuous. So that's no mean task. Best REC for last NIT for last 7 years. So that's they are holding that position for last 7 years. So that's really, really nice. I'm sure a lot of it also plays, when we, in terms of the relations with the alumni to act as a bridge, RECAL plays a part. But actually, from the college, we have the Dean Alumni Relations, who also plays a very important part in building this relationship with the campus. And I have seen, because I work for an engineering company, as to how active they are and how they tap the alumni for various possible opportunities which is there. So I would request the Dean Alumni Relation, Dr. Subbayan, to come and share a few words to all of us. Dr. Subbayan.
Kosal has been the bridge between RECAL and us for a long, long time.
Let's give Kosal a big hand.
He was active in RECAL, very active, have been very active.
Good morning, all. Respected past Principal Dr. Ilango, respected senior retired professors, Director NIT Puducherry, Dr. Sankar Narayan Swami, RECAL President, RECAL Past President, RECAL Office Bearers, Senior Most Alumni, Mr. A.V. Karthikeyan, Deans, Heads of the Departments, Associate Deans, 1995 batch fellow alumni, and then their family members. On behalf of the director and the institute, I welcome you all for this 1995 batch Silver Jubilee reunion. In fact, our director was very keen to meet all of you and then interact with you, but director had to attend NIRF function in Delhi yesterday, so director could not attend. So director asked me to convey her best wishes to all of you actually, and to the family members also. I think I also belong to 86 batch alumni actually. When we were students, we were about 300 in a batch. I think in your batch also it was around 300 only. But today we have about around 1,600 students in a year. I think around 1,000 in undergraduate alone, and another 600 in PG and PhD. I'll share a few things about the developments that has taken place in NIT. Now we have about 17 departments, and where we have about 10 undergraduate programs, 9 BTech and 1 BAc, and then 31 PG programs, which include about 23 MTech programs, MArch, 4 MSc, MBA, MSc, and MA English also. We have more than 300 faculty and 250 staff members. And then, and our student strength actually, I think around 7,000 students in the campus. And then our students composition is, it's about, we could feel the pan-India presence. And every year we also admit around 200 students, international students also. And every year around 1,700 students graduate from the institute, which includes around 150 PhD scholars. As all of you know that NIRF ranking in the year 2016 we were 12th, but this year actually, which was announced yesterday, we have moved up to the 8th position actually. And in architecture also we moved from 8th to 7th, and this year actually we moved to 5th position actually. And there are certain unique things about NIT I want to share. We are part of the National Supercomputing Mission. So we have a supercomputer center actually, which was inaugurated last month. And we are the only NIT where actually we have this PMRF, that is Prime Minister Research Fellowship. And then we have students through lateral entry, they got these fellowships. And then we have an exclusive Center for Innovation Facilitation by NRD Corporation. And NIT Trichy is the only national MIUC coordinator for UG and PG engineering programs among the NITs. And we also rated best in the project governance under TechIP 3 also. And I think when we were students in 80s and 90s, mostly it was like a teaching institute. Today we are excelling in research also. And our publications include about 792 in Web of Science and about 1,200 in Scopus indexed journals. And we also excel in research and consultancy, and then our project estimate is about 6.5 crores. And then we also developed several Center of Excellence. This is few words about how this NIT has grown. But if you see the infrastructure, you can go around and then you can see. There are a lot of new buildings have come up. And then I can name a few buildings like Golden Jubilee Convention Hall, which can accommodate about 5,000 people. Normally where we conduct convocation nowadays. We have a new indoor stadium, new training and placement building, which is called Capstone. Again, it was designed by our alumni actually. We have 3 alumni of architecture department, they have designed that building. We have a third eye, then chemical engineering department annex, new hostels, both boys hostel and girls hostel, lecture hall complex, and so on. I think you can afternoon, you can go around and see the infrastructure development. And then you can also notice that the campus is much more greener than what it was in 80s and 90s. It is much more greener actually. I think about alumni contribution, Mr. Mahalingam and Mr. Sai have elaborated on that actually. But all that I can say is now alumni interaction as well as contribution has reached a new height. I think it will enhance in the future years also. Thanks to the present president as well as the past presidents as well as the present and past office bearers who work tirelessly for making this possible actually. And from the institute side actually to interact with RECAL and other alumni. We have an office of Dean Alumni Relations, and then we have been coordinating with RECAL as well as the individual alumni. And then I think it is alumni relations now, it is going in a right direction. I think hope in the future that the contributions and collaborations will enhance or it'll manifold actually. So my request is all of you, all alumni, I think keep in touch with us. We have an office of Dean Alumni Relations where we have a associate dean, consultant, and then office people. You can call them for any help or any interactions or any contributions and then you can keep in touch with us. And I also request you can contribute in many ways to the alma mater. It need not be just monetary contribution. It could be your sharing your technical expertise, or even when you come this side, you can visit the college and then you can interact with the students also. So you can contact us, and then when you are coming this side, that is this part of India, and then you can tell our office, we will make all arrangements for you to come to the campus and interact with the students. With these few words, I once again welcome you on behalf of the director and all the faculty members and staff of the institute. I wish you best luck, and then very happy reunion for the next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Subayan. Thank you very much. As was mentioned, Dr. Akila, who is the director of the institute, could not come. But when I saw her name and when I read about her, a few things flashed into my mind, and I just thought I will share with all of you. we were metallurgy department, and in our class there were no women. It was an all men's class which was there. And we had a professor of electrical engineering called Shanti ma'am. I think Shanti was our professor. And we had actually done some incident which had made her very unhappy. In fact, it had made a large women population unhappy over here. And when she took the class and when she was taking the class, suddenly in front of all of us, she broke down and she sort of told all of us that, look, just because I'm a lady and all of you are, I don't know what else you'll be talking behind my back, and that's what she said. And that time we were not aware of all this diversity, inclusion, sensitivity, all that we today are sort of aware in the corporate world. We were pure, students who didn't have much initiation into it. And as I reflect today, and as I see today, I could understand probably what she might be thinking, because she probably might be feeling that there were very few women in this institute, especially at professors and levels like that. So therefore, she might be feeling like that. Today, I'm really happy when 2-3 things happen. One, the director of the institute is a lady, and I think that's a big achievement. I think therefore, let's give a big hand. And I think a lady heading an institute like that is truly, sort of seeing how progressive we are actually moving. And she's not just a lady, but she's also an expert in some of the modern technologies. And as I was reading, I could guess that she is into blockchain and analytics and all the latest stuff that we all read today. And I think it's really commendable, and the institute is fortunate, and it brings in that diversity and a different outlook into the institute. And I'm sure branches like metallurgy, I also see today mechanical, metallurgy, they are all having a lot more women into the studentship. In fact, when we go to hire, we sometimes hire women in the areas of metallurgy, mechanical. So really good things are happening. So let's give a big hand. And I think all the women who have come here, I think today Opal will be very, very happy. So that's where it is. So I would also now request Professor Kumaresan. Professor Kumaresan is the Dean Student Welfare. And I understand from student welfare, it means that probably people who actually make your life and my life, when we were in Agate and Topaz and Lapis and all these hostels that we were there, Pearl, Lapis, etc. He's probably the person who makes us feel comfortable. That's what I understand from student welfare. So I think it will be very interesting to hear Professor Kumaresan speak about what changes are happening and how the life of a typical Rectian is changing today, or NITian is changing as compared to what we all left in the year 95. Professor Kumaresan, over to you.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and good morning to all of you. On behalf of the director and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to come over here and cherish the pleasant things what you had in your college days. In fact, I think you are 91-95 batch. I am one amidst you. I am 93-94 M.Tech year. And that too from electrical department. I am not wearing the t-shirt, but the color matches with your t-shirt. Good. And come back to the experience what we had with our principal. It's really wonderful. So whenever we enter to his chamber, so everyone will be shivering, will be more careful in writing the letter and so on. So the first day I went to that letter for stipend. He saw the letter and threw it. And I really did not understood what mistake I made. In fact, that letter was corrected by Professor Subbaya. So then he told, I wrote Kumaresan M.E. I left it one dot over. So that is a kind of training we student, gained from this institute. So that's where we are in this level. So come back to that faculty members. Like I had the opportunity to start my administrative responsibility in the year maybe 2002. That time Professor Kupusamy, he was the chief warden, and I was one of the warden, Sapphire Hostel warden. And we used to have the meeting. in purchase of rice, vegetables. Every day morning we used to go to the market and so on. And he used to say, do your duty. If something goes wrong, I will take care of the responsibility. That is the confidence we have in our institute. That is the kind of learning we used to get it from the REC Trichy. And we try to maintain that same tradition even now. That may be the reason why we are one of the top institute among the NITs. And of course, overall, we are having the 21st in ranking, and that should be improved upon. And other faculty members like Professor Anantharaman, Dr. Venkatramani, Dr. Sundaram, and of course, Professor Sankar Narayana Swami. Now he is the director of NIT Puducherry, and he has that good relationship with the NIT Tiruchirappalli, and also the present NIT director, Dr. Aguila, is from NIT Puducherry. Thank you, sir, for sending the one director from NIT Puducherry to here. So, come back to the NIRF ranking. Yes, whatever the RECAL we need to do is discussed, and everything is from Mr. Magalingam explained to you. Excellent. What additional things we expected from our alumnus, including me? Perception. So the perception of the institute is also one of the major parameter. It's needed to go in much higher ladder. So it's in your hand or our hand. We have to create that more perception in bringing that NIRF ranking our institute to top level. Then the second one in overall ranking, I found OE. Mark, we have scored 0 out of 15. I asked the data analytic team. Then they told the online courses, the students has to register, and then we'll get the good mark on that aspect also. The other one, Professor Aguila and our dean's team used to discuss is on how to will make use of the alumnus. One is on funding the scholarship and creating the infrastructures. Excellent. And when you see that infrastructure in our institute, I have seen REC and NIT also. And as a student, as a faculty, dean or others. So I know that how we have grown, and it's all the persistence effort and involvement of all the stakeholders, including alumnus. Now, if you take that sports activity, we have that excellent gym where we are unable to accommodate the students. So from the last year to this year, we have increased the fees, but they told, fine, we will come. So that is the kind of sports facility and other extracurricular and co-curricular activities the students are interested, and to meet out all the things. From our level, we are trying to give that all facilities for our students. And come back to the NIRF rank, one more thing is expected is like foreign faculty members. So as per the government procedure, it's very difficult. But on the other hand, we can have the adjunct faculty members. Some of the alumni who are working in the abroad universities can join us that adjunct faculty here, so that the NIRF ranking as well as QS ranking also will improve upon that. So with these few words, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. In fact, Kalpana, that time she was that 91, 95 RA, and maybe she would have taken some classes. And also I have handled few laboratory classes as HTRA. So I'm not sure it is to your batch or your senior or junior. So with this, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. So have an excellent stay on these 2 days and cherish the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kumaresan. Now is we would just like to felicitate a few of our guests and faculty members over here. First, we would like to felicitate some of our past faculty members who are here with us today, and I will request a few of my 95 batch colleagues to actually felicitate them. First, we have First, we would request Manohar from our mechanical batch to felicitate Dr. Shankar Narayan Swami from the mechanical department. Request Manohar to felicitate them. Felicitate Dr. Shankar Narayan Swami. We would request Rajavel to felicitate Professor B. Venkataramani as well as Dr. Raghavan from ECE department. Rajavel.
Hello, sir. So nice to see you. And also ECE students also. I'm sorry for interruption.
No problem.
1 minute, can I see all the ECE students?
Let's give the ECE batch a big hand.
Okay. Even though I am not a popular professor among students, today when I entered, when I am telling mentor of Dr. Aguila was laughing, when I entered the hall, I found many came near to me. So that means 40 years of stay of my Raghavan in this college, not at all a waste one. I remembered one. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, students, ECE. Thank you very much. I would request Sujata from our chemical department, chemical engineering department, to felicitate Dr. N. Anantaraman and Dr. S. Sundaram.
I would like to share a few words. Almost every year I come to the alumni meet, or every year. And this year I'm very, very happy that more than 50% of the alumni who attended are chemical engineering students. Very, very nice to be with them. And incidentally, Sujata was my project student. She did on infrared dyeing. One more thing, since Dr. Elago is here, I would like to add a few words. College day meet was there, and no, students are very much afraid to go near Elago because of the spelling mistake. So that student present came to the stage. Good morning. Capital D, small r, full stop. Capital B, full stop. Dr. I, capital I, L-A-N-G-O, comma, our principal. He started saying like that. So he is very much conscious about his English. I am happy to see you, sir, after a very long time here. I wish you all the best, and all of you. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You can have it, sir. You can have it. No. I think whatever I wanted to say.
Yeah, I have forgotten about my good friend Kamakodi. He was a small chap, when he came here. Okay, very, very small, and he was a great pet of Dr. P. Subramaniam. Am I correct? He was a very good pet. He was alchemy in charge. He was sponsor of so many things. He's a very, very nice person, and I meet him very regularly nowadays. And whenever I have some problem in the bank, I'll contact Kamakodi. Anything, okay? All the best, Kamakodi. All the best to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry for the interruption. I just want to add one more thing. In 2014, when we wanted to renovate the temple, Professor Anantaraman, we were not sure how much fund we will be able to collect. Professor Anantaraman called Mr. Kamakoti, and because of his assurance, Actually, we grew in a very big scale and we could collect more than 60 lakhs. I think the credit goes to Professor Anantaraman and Mr. Kamakoti, who gave the initial strength. Thanks a lot, Professor Anantaraman and Mr. Kamakoti. Thank you.
I think a lot has been said about Kamakodi. I don't want to add anything more, but whatever help I need, I always get it instantaneously, not from him, but also from his, not only from him, but also from his staff in any city union bank. I can simply walk in and get the job done. So to that extent, they respect me also, just because I am a Kamakodi's teacher. Thank you.
Chemical batch, please come, we'll complete.
The chemical batch members can come.
Let's give the chemical batch a big hand. Yeah, let's give them a big hand.
Hello, hello. How are you? Fine, fine. Yeah, nice, very good. Thank you. Hello, hello. How are you? Fine. I'm able to recognize a lot of people. Yeah, probably.
Biggest batch.
Biggest batch.
Yeah.
Ajay.
Ajay. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Hello. Welcome. Fine. Your good name? Yeah. Good. Nice.
You can see the drone also flying there. That's technology at REC. It's being implemented. Just let's give the drone a big hand. Yeah, looks like that deserves a big hand. Okay.
Many of my students look much, much bigger than me dimensionally.
You know, looking at the love that the professors get, some of our batchmates have also become professors. You know that, sir? They have themselves become professors, and they are also in this field that all of you are. I think the love that you receive and the rewards that you receive in fashion like this, I don't think any corporate professional would get. So I think a big hand to all of you, definitely. I would request Murli to felicitate Dr. N. Kuppuswamy from the Civil Engineering Department. Let's give Civil Engineering Department, Murli. Let's give the Civil Engineering Department a big hand. Let's give them a big hand. That's really wonderful. So now Professor will be running through his thousands of students that he has taught. He would be running through them. The memories would be flashing. I think it's a wonderful moment. Wonderful moment. Let's give this moment a big hand. I think that's what this whole thing is about. The reunion is a lot about meeting the old memories that we share. Super. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I would like to call two sets of people. First, mechanical students. My mechanical students.
Mechanical has become my mechanical. Look at the transformation that's happening. Mechanical, my mechanical. Okay.
You know, I
Yes,
used to
sir.
say mechanical is the born leaders of engineers.
Oh, but you are our neighbor, sir. Remember that. You can't forget us. My metallurgy also, please say that.
Yeah, yes, Good.
We still remember the way he has emphasized the Coriolis component in shaping machine. Could you able to remember, sir?
And the NCC.
Yeah, that's another batch. We'll come to that later. Sushil. Good. Good.
Let's take a quick picture, guys.
Thank you. Okay. How are you doing, sir? Fine.
I was telling him that how come we didn't have that we told
Okay, next is NCC cadets.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Good. So I conducted the NCC program over here as a fitness program rather than any drilling and all those things. They have to run around the entire campus and then do a lot of aerobic exercises. 1 hour morning. Yes. Because I used to do along with them. Even now I am playing badminton for about half an hour daily.
Sit down, better. Sit down.
Thank you.
Searching for you. Congratulations, sir. For Puducherry. Congratulations.
All the best. Wish you all the best. Do well in your life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the Tripoli department, we don't have a professor, but I'm told that the Tripoli department is lucky because they have Dr. Ilango as their professor. So they would like to, HOD as their HOD. So they would like to come and have a photo shoot with Dr. Ilango. So request all of you to come on stage, the Tripoli department. Let's give the Tripoli department a big hand. I would request Sharmila to hand over a small or felicitate Dr. Ilango. We would also like to felicitate some of the current alumni who are there and who have been carrying on the tradition of these departments so well. So we would request Sharmila from the Tripoli department to please come and felicitate N. Kumaresan, Dr. N. Kumaresan and Dr. Josephine. Dr. N. Kumaresan and Dr. Josephine. Let's give them a big hand. Thank you for... Yes, sir. Thank you very much for carrying on the tradition of our departments so much. Thank you very much.
Dr. G. Swaminathan, Civil Department, is going to relieve.
Okay, I'll do that. We would request Murli to come and felicitate Dr. Swaminathan, Head of Department currently, Civil Engineering. Dr. Swaminathan. Murli, I would request KM Sendilnathan, KMS, to come and felicitate Dr. Satya Narayanan, who is the HOD of Production Engineering Department. Murli, if you're there, you can felicitate Dr. Swaminathan. Murli, please felicitate Dr. Swaminathan. Let's give a big hand to Dr. Swaminathan. Let's give him a big hand. KMS, you can now felicitate Dr. Satya Narayanan, HOD, Production Engineering. Let's give Dr. Satya Narayanan a big hand. Production Engineering. I would request Sujata to come and felicitate Dr. Shamsuddin of the Chemical Engineering Department. Sujata to felicitate Dr. Shamsuddin. Dr. Shamsuddin is not. I would now call upon Sendil to felicitate Dr. Muthu Kumaran of the Metallurgy Department. With your permission, can we do it on stage? We don't have a photograph, Metallurgy Department, with this background. Sendil, can you come with all of our team members? We can have a photograph with the background. All our Metallurgy Department, because we don't have a photograph with this background and our department. Professor, thank you. You can, with the background. You can.
Back to come back to this.
Come back? Yeah. Request all of you to come back to the seats and please be seated. You can have a cup of tea in your hand, but please do come back and sit in the seats. Remember the short breaks we used to have between the subjects, right? Think about that right now. Come back to your seats. I now have a special guest, and to felicitate the special guest, I would request a young member from our team, somebody who wanted to have a reunion just like this. Can I have her on the stage, please? Can I have her on the stage? Somebody who wanted to be an alumni and wanted to have a reunion just like this. Where is she? I can't see. Where is she? Yeah, can I have her? Yeah, where is she? Can I have her over here, please? Yeah, because Nivashi, please come on stage. You know, in Hindi there is a movie called Kal, Aaj aur Kal, right? Kal, Aaj aur Kal. So we are all Aaj. I'm just trying to be nice to ourselves. We are all Aaj, and this is the Kal, that is tomorrow. And we have a Kal, which is the past, the first batch alumni. We have the first batch alumni. Let's give a big hand to Karthikeyan, Mr. A.V. Karthikeyan. We will request Mr. A.V. Karthikeyan to come on stage, please. Mr. A.V. Karthikeyan, please come on stage. And we would request Nivashi to please felicitate Mr. Karthikeyan. You know, he is the first alumni. First alumni. Just imagine 1969. 1969 batch, first alumni. First batch alumni. So please, Nivashi, you can please go there. Nivashi, you can please felicitate. Let's give both of them a big hand, Nivashi and Mr. Karthikeyan. Let's give them a big hand. So would you like to say a few words? Mr. Karthikeyan, please tell us a little about the life those days as a first batch.
Yeah, I get the hint. I'll speak only a little. Okay, you can take it. I mean, I have nothing much to give by way of advice, because our ideas, our children and grandchildren feel are outdated, outmoded. Okay. But we are not outdated. We have updated ourselves. Just a few things I would like to say. It's really very, very glad for me to see the youngsters. You're all youngsters as far as I am concerned, you're youngsters, okay, today. Because you finished 26 years after us. We had our Golden Jubilee meet 3 years back in the same hall. And at that time, at least we were about 40. We were about 40 out of the 120 in the first batch. When we joined the college, we were 120, out of which 40 attended the Golden Jubilee meet. And there were a few of them who visited the college for the first time after leaving. And they were surprised because they couldn't recognize anything. I'll put it in a very short thing. What you see today, we have never seen in those days because we had 1,000-acre barren land, just barren land. No trees at all except one mango tree in the front of the mechanical engineering block which we have. No trees at all. So you can imagine what it is. And we have seen the institute grow with us. Or I would say we grew with the institute also. Starting from the mechanical engineering block, which was the only building which was in this campus when we entered, and that was half finished. Classes were conducted there. And we had only one hostel. I think you call it Coral Hostel. Behind the mechanical block, we had one hostel, one mess. These were the only buildings we had at that time. So you were all very lucky to have had a fairly well-developed institute when you entered. But in spite of that, I could see you're so happy to come back and remember all your days, good old days in REC. I'm really glad to see a lot of professors who have come here and you have honored them. We called our professors for the Golden Jubilee meet, and there were 3 of them who attended. One was Professor Rajan, Mechanical Engineering. He was 93 years old. He came down from Bangalore. Then Professor Tangaraj, Civil. He came down from Madurai. He was 92. Now he passed away last year. Some of you may be knowing Dr. Adikesavan, mathematics. So he came down from Chennai. So we are very happy to have them here, just as you have felicitated your professors. And of course, they are all my professors also. See, because I can proudly say, I am one of the very few alumni, apart from the staff members who are here, staff alumni, who have entered this college hundreds of times. Okay, so naturally I know most all the professors who are here, starting from our Shankar Narayan Swami, our Kupsami, Dr. Sundaram. Sundaram happens to be a senior in my high school, so I know him. Dr. Anantharaman, Dr. Swaminathan. I am very familiar with all the people here, and I am so happy to see all of you here, and wish you all the best for your 2-day stay in this thing. And one thing I would like to say, I would like to tell this batch to take active part in RECAL activities. See, RECAL, we started RECAL about in the year 1983, exactly, 82, 83. There were about a dozen of us, 1 dozen of us. We were working at it for nearly 2 years. 2 years because we have, the only way of communication was mostly by letters. Some of us even didn't have phones at that time. That is how we were able to communicate with each other. And with very great difficulty, we were able to start with the help of Major Srinivasan, and of course our own principal, Professor Manisundaram was there. And interestingly, somebody mentioned about recall. After a lot of discussion, we came with that word recall. See, somebody suddenly said, no, it should be, we should choose a name where you should be able to recall something. Then we said, okay, recall, REC Alumni. So that's okay. So all the best, friends. Thank you very much for honoring me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Karthikeyan. I think it's due to the efforts of all of you that we are enjoying such a wonderful name as a college. Thank you very much. I would now request felicitations for the people on the dais, a few of our guests. I would request Ramnath Babu to please felicitate RECAL President Mr. Mahalingam. Ramnath, if you're there, request you to felicitate Mr. Mahalingam. I would request Ramnath Babu I was telling you that some of our classmates have become professors. So he is the BIM professor. He is a professor at Bharatidasan Institute of Management. And I incidentally had an opportunity to have him as a faculty in our organization. And I think he's a wonderful faculty. So Ramnath Babu for you. I would request Sharmila to come on stage and felicitate Dr. Subbayan. Okay, Sharmila, you can felicitate Mr. Krishna Sai. You can felicitate Mr. Krishna Sai, please. We will allow the architectures to have their way. They are, after all, 1 year senior to us in this college. 5 years they've spent. So we'll give them a benefit. Now I will request Arki, Kosal Raman and his team to please come and felicitate Dr. Subbayan. I would request Sujata to come and felicitate Dr. Kumaresan, please. Sujata. Thank you. Okay, now get back to your seats because now is the moment. The moment that I am so nervous about. Right? All of them mentioned about the D with an R and a dot and all of those other things which are there. So guys, I'm nervous. So please come onto your stage and give me some support. Yeah, please come and sit down. Please have your tea and coffee and just see me a little bit nervous. So please come and sit down there because now we are going to have someone. And Professor, with your permission, I must say something and I must admit something. Is that okay? Friends, can I admit something? When I was watching this movie, 3 Idiots, I think all of us would have seen 3 Idiots. There is a character called Virus. I don't know if you have seen the movie, sir. Have you seen the movie Three Idiots? In the movie Three Idiots, there is a principal of a college. His name is Virus. He is extremely strict person. He is extremely particular about crossing the T's and all of that. He is extremely particular to see the way children dress up. Have you, any one of you, being caught wearing a Hawaii chappal and going into Mr. Elango's cabin? Anybody over here? Anybody admit? Even if your children are here, you can admit. Yeah? So we used to wear Hawaii chappals. So Hawaii chappals were a strict prohibited in Mr. Elango's chambers. And we had to leave our chappals outside and enter. You know? So today I made it a point that I am at least wearing shoes, for sure. You know, I don't want to make that mistake. So I'm wearing shoes and I'm going to be talking about him. But when we passed out and got into the professional world, as other professors have mentioned, we realized the value of that discipline that he was bringing about. The eye for detail is a requirement for every professional in our space. The etiquette and the way you wear your corporate dress, which also includes shoes, etc., are all part of what we remember him for. And you know, at that time, we thank you silently, sir. We really thank you for all that strict discipline that you brought in. So let's give Mr. Elango a big hand. You know, let's give him a big hand. His voice, I always believe, is no less powerful than Mugambo. Do you all agree with me? And I'm very eager to know how he would be speaking now to us. And I'm very eager to listen to that voice, that powerful voice with which he would address all of us. And that tall personality standing in front of the mic and speaking in that baritone voice, like Mugambo or Amitabh Bachchan, I'm eagerly waiting to listen to that. So without taking much of your time, let's give a big hand to Dr. Elango. Let's give him a hand as he comes to the lecture.
Dear distinguished alumni of 1995 batch, and the distinguished faculty who have come here, although in few numbers, I see them. I am happy to see them. This is an occasion for me to rejoice, seeing the campus growing at a rapid rate, and it has come to a very excellent state. I was taking a walk in the morning, about 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning today. I was really happy to see the landscaping done, the number of buildings that have come up. Isn't it Sundaram? And it's really a beautiful campus. I think the students who are studying here and the faculty who are working here are blessed by this campus. The environment is so conducive for education. See, in my tenure, I even brought vegetarianism, which no principal would think of introducing. Because it should be conducive, both food, environment, teaching. So it's a part of the game. I had a lot of opposition, but I still enforced that. I maintained it for 3.5 years. Vegetarian food, because if you take non-vegetarian food, maybe people have different ideas, controversies and all that. If you take non-vegetarian food, it inhibits learning. That's a scientific study on that. That is why I brought. Many people said that, oh, you are a vegetarian, so you want to thrust your habit on us. I said that I am a vegetarian, that is true. but it doesn't mean that I want to thrust it on you. Anyway, I'm saying that the campus is so conducive for academic atmosphere. It is so calm. We have a very nice, clean, pollution-free campus, and the students and faculty must make best use of this campus. In my tenure, I would say that in all my service, if you take only the real service with the salary and all, it is 1960 to 2000. It is 40 years. I worked 60, I finished my BE. 2000, I finished my Vice Chancellorship of Bharatiyar University. 40 years, my tenure. This 5-year period which I spent here, I can never forget. It was the most remarkable one. From various aspects, from various points of view, it is remarkable. One thing, a person's real might comes only when he is challenged. See, it's a Socratean principle. What did he say? Never give the data to your disciples or students. Ask them questions. Make them think. See, many of the electrical students who came and your 95 batch, they were remembering my Viva Voce and all that. Why? Because I questioned. It's not simply teaching. Telling something in the book, you transfer it there. That is not teaching. That is not at all teaching. Kindle the curiosity that will pave the way for research. So only when a person is challenged, he grows stronger. And I grew really stronger after coming here because of lot of opposition here within the campus as well as without the campus, that is external to the campus. Many of you will know, because in your tenure that happened, there was a minister here giving me every day some chit for students to be admitted, for wrong students to be admitted, for illegal fellows to enter. There's nothing doing. And a lot of threats I faced. I didn't bother. Then there were threats of, hitting me or injuring me, things like that. I didn't bother. Then I was removed. I didn't bother. Went to the court. I won. I came back. See, this is, I would say, the best experience in all my career. In other places, I had been in a lower position, not so much of powers. Whereas in REC, the principal or the director is empowered. He is a chairman of the academic council. He is a principal. He could be also HOD, as I did, as a principal. Because there was a problem given by a head of the department. I said, I am also electrical, I will take over your department and run. See, that I could do. We cannot do it in other administrative setups. So this setup is a wonderful setup for doing excellently well your job. What is your job? To meet the demands of the students. The students must be placed well. And we did that. In my tenure, we had 10 departments. And I brought 100% results for 7 departments. It was an achievement. It was really 65%. Previously, it was 65%. I brought it to average 95% and 10% for 7 departments. The other 3, somehow people are having some aversion. Production department, metallurgy department. I'm sorry, metallurgy is organizing. But then what is the production, civil and metallurgy. These 3 departments people didn't want. What I could do, I could canvass for it, but still they won't listen. And there was a very peculiar problem for which I gave a peculiar solution Dr. Raghavan must be remembering, often he contacts me. I don't think anybody else has done that. That's a very, very peculiar decision I had to take. I was rather forced to take. That's why I'm saying this campus I cannot forget. Because you are challenged all the time. You are challenged. You have to face. So you grow. Okay. So what is it I did for this? Sir, parents will come and say, sir, if you give civil to my son, we will commit suicide. What will I do? Then I will be the cause of the suicide. What is this? Because first year they will join, for second year we will allot the branch. In my period. Now they allot the branch in the first year itself. But I was doing in the second year. I had certain rules set up. Community, marks and all that. And second year, first year marks. I don't remember exactly what are all the criteria. But I was strictly following. Once decided, I was strictly following. But then people will ask for violation of that. I did not do. Then they said, you will commit suicide. If you give this branch, you commit suicide. Then I had to rock my brain and find out some solution for this. Then I came up with one. It's a very, very peculiar solution. I said, okay, now you save me by taking the branch as per the rules. That way you are saving. Because my rules if I violate, I will have a lot of problems. So you save me first, follow the rule, take the second year branch, whatever I give. Study 1 year, whatever branch I give you, civil, production, metallurgy, whatever. Then, third year when you have to go, come back and join the second year, I'll give you any branch of your choice. Have you heard of such a decision anywhere? I did that. So this came by pressure only, not by great imagination, by pressure. Otherwise people will commit suicide. I will become responsible. Anyway, so I am saying that you're all now in the middle age, 49-50 group, 1995 batch, 27 years you have passed after graduation. You will be in several administrative positions and you will face challenges. First thing, should have courage to face. Without courage, Aristotle said, without courage, you can achieve nothing in this world. So you need courage to face things. But courage is next only to honor. He put it beautifully, Aristotle, the disciple of Socrates. Why he said that? Without courage you cannot implement because there will be always opposition. If you do a good thing, there will be a lot of opposition. If you do a bad thing, a lot of people will join you and you can do it. That is how it is going on. So anyway, you have to have the courage to implement and then you have to maintain the honor. Because you can't do something evil courageously, right? With courage I am doing, okay, I have accepted your statement, but I will do only evil things. That is not good. That is why carefully Aristotle put next only to honor. Courage is the most important quality of a man, quality of his mind. And without that he can achieve nothing, but courage is next only to honor, he said. A very beautiful thing. I kept this as a message for mine, as a direction. Then, as I said, challenges in this campus. A murder took place in the campus. Can you believe? A faculty, that too electrical faculty, was murdered in the campus. See, you have to face it. And worse than that, the blame was to be put on me. Because I was not cooperating with the minister then, he tried to put it on me. I don't know whether I can tell more about it in a meeting. But anyway, he had such pressures. I tried to save him, but the BHL hospital said, you have brought him dead. He was also my student. His wife also was my student. So the student, as a faculty, electrical department in REC, was killed by some affair anyway. I don't want to go into details. I'm just trying to give a sample of the challenges I face here. Then a student president who stood for elections was beaten up, was bleeding. That problem with Govind and another candidate. And then the other candidate who was beaten up was bleeding. I don't remember his name now. Son of one Mr. Krishnamurthy of a party, I think DMK or ADMK, some party. Very powerful man from Nellikopam. He had a lot of issues. And then there were serious accidents that took place. Even 3 students went on a bike and had injury. They were admitted to that, at that time, the Seahorse Hospital. Got them admitted. One boy went crazy because the liquid in which the brain is floating came out of the ear because of the impact of the accident. His father took him away. The other 2 had bone fractures, so then we put steel and all that. See, one thing good about this campus is the principal could take very good decisions without going to the board for everything. So, students' funds I gave freely for their medical expenses. Still, I do not know whether it is permissible for medical treatment of students, whether the student fund can be used. It is for academic purpose. But I gave it. I told the doctors, give the best treatment available today to my students, save them. But one student they could not save, other 2 they saved. We spent a lot of money over that. And then the challenge then is those students were hospitalized for about 3 months. And I stopped them from examination. It was in the even semester, February, March, something like that. So they came and said, sir, you were like our father, you saved us, you spent a lot of money. And now you say we should not go for exam? How is it? Yes, I was like your father because I was a principal. Now I am chairman academic council. He is different, I said. I have to do this as a chairman academic council. 2 months, term days gone, attendance gone. We need 78% attendance, that's the rule. If I relax for them, there will be more people going, because from different states they come. They'll go to their own place, get a medical certificate and tell me 2 months I was laid up in the hospital. I cannot do anything. Then they'll say they'll write the exam. Then everybody will have to allow. I'll be in serious trouble. So I said like this, yes, as a principal, as your father, I took care. But as a chairman academic council, I cannot do anything. I cannot permit you for exam. Anyway, this is one solution I gave. Similarly, we had several challenges. And this field was almost a battlefield every day. And once a student, I don't know whether you believe, I suppose that it is not one amongst you, a student, because you're that period I was there. A bus conductor was beaten up and kidnapped by a student of REC. 1 o'clock phone call comes, I was sleeping in my quarters. Sir, your student kidnapped the conductor. What I could do? I was in a fix. So such things. I said, I will take care, I will find out who it is and all that. And here you took action, put fine, removed from the hostel, so many things. Ragging was a very severe one here. Once I was going, in the hostel, many students, because just then I took over. I took over on 1990, July 13, Friday. I took over as principal. I left again on a Friday. That was in 1995, September 22. I left. So 5 years, 2 months, my tenure. So in the beginning, first year when I assumed the charge in 1990, I used to go to the hostel with the Mundas Talapakati, hotel Talapakati. Something like that, Talapahe, I will put on my head. Kaili கட்டிட்டு போவோம். யாருன்னு தெரியாது. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸு யாரோ ஒரு ஒர்க்கர் போகிறான், லேபரர் போகிறான்னு வச்சு. So one day it so happened, a funny thing, student was coming to the hostel with the luggage. He was arriving and then going to his room. நான் போய் கேட்டேன், நான் தூக்கிட்டு வருவான்னு கேட்டேன். கொடுத்துட்டான், என் கையில் கொடுத்துட்டான். பிரின்சிபல்ஸ் கையில் மூட்டையை கொடுக்குறேன்னு தெரியாது அவனுக்கு. He gave that to me. So I took it, I carried to his room and kept it. அங்கே யாரோ ஒரு பையன் பிரின்சிபல் ரான்னு. So that fellow fell on my feet, sir. What, sir? எனக்கு தெரியாது சார். பரவாயில்ல, நான் தானே ஆஃபர் பண்ணேன், நீ உன் மேலே தப்பே இல்லைப்பா, பரவாயில்ல. We had such fun at that time. I used to go around because a lot of ragging was there to check that. I used to go. Anyway, I've had some more experiences. The best thing was that a lot of students were able to get placed. And the cultural activities here, right in the bond, we had so many cultural activities, including Festember. Festember, when I came, 1990, September, July I joined. September, the Festember came. A lot of issues were there. So I had to tackle. From the next Festember, I put in a lot of rules and regulations. Then the president came and said, sir, you want to Festember interest illa sir. He charged me like that. Everything kedutittinga sir. Because they wanted freedom, complete freedom. They will have so many things they will do which are not good. Anyway, I prevented that. I appointed 40 people security. I said, anybody is found drunk inside the hall, physically remove him. This is the order I gave. So that is how I maintain. And beyond 11 o'clock, no function. So these are all contrary to what was happening before. But this gave me a training ground to be a vice chancellor. But by all these challenges, I got so much attached to this campus. The faculty and students. And 52, my age, 52, 57, I was here. I had 3 more years. I requested the minister concerned at that time. Parasriar was the minister concerned. I said, sir, I don't want any VC post and all. I want to be principal only here. I have done so much for this institute. I used to go 12 o'clock to the hostel. I used to find out who were the watchmen sleeping, remove him. Who were the temporary cooks stealing foodstuff from the hostel mess, catch them. So many things I have done. So I got so attached to this campus, I requested the minister. But he said, no, you have been here 5 years, go somewhere else. I'll give you better post to go. But I was not taking it. Against the wishes of the minister, I appeared for the interview for the second term and I was not selected. I knew I will not be selected, but I tried. See, nobody will do this because it's an insult. I've been a principal 5 years, appear for interview for the same post, not selected. What does it mean? That means you are unfit, you've been holding the post. But still I took it because of the affinity, attachment, challenges I faced here. Anyway, and this training here, the challenges I faced here, gave me courage, confidence to be a successful vice chancellor in Bharatiyar University, where I could bring in a transparent system which was never thought of. A transparent system. Answer books must be given to students. I was at Bharatiyar University for the first thing to bring. 1998 it was brought. And then before submitting a thesis for PhD, there should be at least 2 international publications before submission of thesis. You cannot submit any trash and 2 examiners sit together and say, you pass my candidate, I pass your candidate. All candidates pass, all candidates know nothing, finally. This is a sort of game going on. To check that, I brought international publications necessary before submission of thesis. So many things, I don't want to go into all that. What I am saying is, the campus is beautiful. You have been here, you have been educated here, and I think I am sure that all of you are doing so well in your own profession, and you have remembered your alma mater. You have called your old principal to come and talk to you. I am so happy about that. I feel blessed, and I express my hearty wishes for all your growth and further achievements in life. Thank you very much for calling me. Thank you.
Let's give him a standing ovation to Mr. Ilango. Thank you, Principal Sir, for sharing with us some of those lovely stories. Some of it, we didn't know those stories, and otherwise we would have also been careful about carrying our luggages every time. Thank you very much for sharing that. I can guess why, probably one reason why you might be rejected the second time, because at the same time they were looking for a head of the Indian Army. So maybe they were sort of looking at someone like you for that. So that could be the only reason, that I can guess. I think honor and courage, such wonderful words spoken and so true, even in our corporate lives. So thank you very much for that. I think we all understand that Dr. Ilango celebrated his birthday last week. So let's all wish him a belated birthday to him. And sir, from all of us, wish you many, many more healthy and happy years ahead. And the one thing that hasn't changed, can anybody guess what's that one thing that hasn't changed? That voice which is there. And I think that's something that we really appreciate. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I would request Dr. Kamakoti to felicitate Dr. Ilango. Dr. Kamakoti, please do felicitate Dr. Ilango. Thank you once again. Even as we end almost, the director of NIT, Dr. Akila, she was in the flight and she wanted to connect. In fact, we had made arrangements to connect through WebEx, but timings did not just match. She has again conveyed her best wishes to all of us, to the batch of 95, and also she has requested for all support, which you can extend to the institute in all the manner that people have already spoken about. So let's give her a big hand once again and wish her all the best. As we come to the end of this program, I would request Dr. Kamakoti, our own batch of 95, who has made us so proud and who has also sort of represented our batch in various forums through his own ways of contributing to the institute and to society at large. I would request Dr. Kamakoti to come and give a vote of thanks and conclude this wonderful event in the morning, Class of 95 reunion. Kamakoti, over to you.
Our beloved Princi, Dean Student Affairs and Dean Alumni Affairs, President and past Presidents of RECAL, our professors, current faculty members, non-teaching staff, our own batch of 95, family members, I'm feeling blessed to stand before you and propose this vote of thanks. When our organizing committee was making its first schedule, they had my name in basically as a welcome address. And like Professor Kumaresan, I had my own fear. Say that too, I have to talk in English, that too standing before our Princi. It was a big challenge. So I was, but I couldn't say that how I am going to do, but thank Kashi for making it and ensuring that it is happening on the right pace. And another thing, when they made the second schedule, they have clearly made that the vote of thanks should start at 11:10 and it should end at 11:10. So it will be, I have to make it maybe within 59 seconds. Let me try. I don't think I will be able to make it. On behalf of you all, our batch of 1995, I express my sincere thanks to our beloved Princi, Dr. Ilango sir, for taking time from traveling from Coimbatore and participating in this function. And morning when I went to receive him and see in his room, in fact, he had started his morning walk looking into the way that the institute has grown over a period of time and all. Thank you, sir, with all your blessings, and you have made us what we are. We hereby convey our thanks. And I mean, it's a very simple word, but on wholeheartedly, we convey our thanks to you, sir, for participating in this function. It's really an honor for us. So our special thanks to all our professors who also made us what we are. In fact, from our department, we have Dr. Sundaram, Dr. Anantaraman, and for each and every department, there are a lot of Professor Venkatramani. Everybody has now today come and joined. Once again, we call them and honor them. We once again thank you all, sir, for acceding to our request and having joined this function. And also, I express my thanks to Dr. Agila Madam, the current director. She actually wanted to join through VC, as Kashi suggested, we couldn't make it, and she had to be at Delhi for the NIRF ranking felicitation. And deans, other faculty members, current head of the departments, non-teaching staff, everybody who have come over here and who are blessing us today. Thank you all for joining us today. Our special thanks to RECAL President, Past President, Office Bearers, Vani and team, who had put so many pieces together and ensuring that this particular function is happening in a seamless fashion. Thank you all. Our special thanks to the management of SRM Hotel and Hotel Ramya's, and other hotels who are all made our stay pleasant here in Trichy. And in fact, Kashi started with the mess food and all. And probably when we all joined and came to Trichy, we all wanted to recreate what we had in 91-95, but they had arranged wonderful food and all. Once again, thanks to those hotel management. Our special thanks to our leader Rajavel and the team for coordinating, putting everything together. They have taken a lot of time, lot of effort, and the minute details which they worked into. In fact, Principal Sir, I think you have to close your eyes for some time. Even the selection of liquor, it took almost 4 weeks of meeting. So special congratulations to Rajavel and their team. And many of you have come from far off places, far off countries. Many of you have joined through with your spouses and kids and all. So once again, on behalf of the organizers, I thank all of you for taking time out, planning and joining today and making this a memorable one. And moreover, we have to thank particularly our spouses who have permitted us to join today. So give them a big round of applause to them, because but for the permission, we would not have been in a position to assemble over here. And and more than anything else, and particularly we started with the day with in memory of some of our friends and professors who are not with us today. So I remember all of them, particularly from Chemical Engineering Department, Dr. PS, Dr. VVR, Dr. Shanmusundaram. Many of our, some of our faculty members and all are not able to be with us. And we also lost some of our classmates during this period. I once again want to remember them and all the memories they have given us over a period of time, I want to remember at this point of time. More than anything else, let me take this opportunity to like say, pray Lord Vidya Ganapati, who had made us, our campus Lord, who had made us what we are today. And with these few words, I think I have overstepped that 11:10 to 11:10 anyway. I mean, it's very difficult to, I mean, I'm not able to cover everybody because the efforts and thought process of so many people have come over here, and that's how this function is going on very well. So I once again thank all of you and thank each and everyone for making this reunion a memorable one. So we'll take a vote that, like say, as requested by RECAL, how much we can contribute for the institute, and also take a vote that we should get many more opportunities to assemble like this today and get back to 91-95 period. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamakoti. Thank you very much. We now have the national anthem, and post the national anthem, there are announcements. We will have a group photograph which will happen just here. So please request all of you to remain and not go away from this place. Once the group photograph is taken, not here, there it is. Outside, the group photograph will be outside. There is a podium you would have seen which is being placed over there. The group photograph would be taken there. And after that, lunch is being served. Lunch is being served. So these are announcements which are there. And post lunch, you can go around, see the campus, all that you wish to do. So let's stand up for the national anthem. Adinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Himachala Yamuna Ganga Utkala Jaya He Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mage Jai Tava Jaya Kata Gana Gana Mangala Gayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jai 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 Jaya He. Thank you very much. Once again, let's all say, batch of 95. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thank you. Yeah, request all of you to please assemble. The place is just outside. You will see it. The red color, special podium has been put up over there. Okay, I understand there is a large photograph over here. Once we take the large photograph here, then we have the assembling over there. So request all of you to be here. We will have the photograph taken over here. You can all.
Sir, the faculty members, principal wants to meet. Yeah, I request all the faculty members to just have a word with principal before leaving. Both former and current.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you. I was about to message you, say I'm here, but I'll meet you in person. All well? All well. Thank you. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. I have to wire it on my shoulder. I'm in Mumbai. Bangalore, we have an office. Oh, okay.
அந்த நாள்
ஞாபகம் நெஞ்சிலே வந்ததே நண்பனே நண்பனே நண்பனே
சேலத்துக்கா மாதிரிக்கா மദ്രാസിக்கா தீர்த்திக்கா தீர்த்தானிக்கா வல்லேரக்கா ஒட்டு மத்த மக்களுக்கா அண்ணா வந்த தமிழ்நாடு மாவேரிக்கா
காவிரி யாரும் கை குத்தல் அரிசியும் மறந்து போகுமா ராவணி பெண்களும் தொழுவிடும் கண்களும் தொலைந்து போகுமா நம்ம களத்து மேடு கம்மக்கார கரிசக்காடு செம்மண் அள்ளி தெளிக்கும் ரோடு சடுகுடு 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 ஆடிய மரத்தடி படுபடு படுவென போத்திய புல்வெளி தொட 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 உடைகிற பனி துளி சுட 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 கிடக்கிற இட்டிலி தட தட தடவென அதிர்கிற ரயிலடி கட கட கடவென கடக்கிற காவிரி விரு விரு விருவென மடிக்கிற வெற்றிலை முறு முறு முறுவென முறுக்கிய மீசைகள் மனதில் இருக்குது மெய் 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 பசுமை நிறைந்த நினைவுகளே பாடித் திரிந்த பறவைகளே
பழகி கழித்த தோழர்களே
பசுமை நிறைந்த நினைவுகளே பாடித் திரிந்த பறவைகளே குரங்குகள் போல மரங்களின் மேலே தாவித் திரிந்தோமே குரங்குகள் போல மரங்களின் மேலே தாவித் திரிந்தோமே
குயில்களை போலே இரவும் பகலும் கூவித் திரிந்தோமே குயில்களை போலே இரவும் பகலும் கூவித் திரிந்தோமே
வரவில்லாமல் செலவுகள் செய்து மகிழ்ந்திருந்தோமே வரவில்லாமல் செலவுகள் செய்து மகிழ்ந்திருந்தோமே
வாழ்க்கை துன்பம் அறிந்திடாமல் வாழ்ந்து வந்தோமே நாமே வாழ்ந்து வந்தோமே
பசுமை நிறைந்த நினைவுகளே பாடித் திரிந்த பறவைகளே
சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை வெண்ணிலவு தொட்டு முத்தமிட ஆசை என்னை இந்த பூமி சுற்றி வர ஆசை சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा मस्ती भरे मन की भोली सी आशा चांद तारों को छूने की आशा आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा
Come on, yeah. Yes, Chennai. How you feeling, Chennai? Yeah, come on, yeah.
Urvasi, take it easy, Urvasi. ஊசி போல உடம்பு இருந்தா தேவையில்ல pharmacy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Urvasi, take it easy, Urvasi. ஊசி போல உடம்பு இருந்தா தேவையில்ல pharmacy. வாழ்க்கையில் வெல்லவே take it easy policy. வானவில் வாழ்க்கையில் வாலிபம் ஒரு fantasy. Urvasi, take it easy, Urvasi. பேசடி ரதியே தமிழில் வார்த்தைகள் 3 லட்சம். நீ அடி கதியே 2 சொல்லடி குறைந்தபட்சம். வாழ்க்கையில் வெல்லவே take it easy policy. வானவில் வாழ்க்கையில் வாலிபம் ஒரு fantasy.
Tirgidum, ta ta tirgidum, ta tirgidum, ta dum ta 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 dum ta dim ta.
अपना काफिला जब प्यार
மனசையெல்லாம் சலவை செய்யும் சுட்டு நீளம் இவ பார்வையில் உருவாச்சா வயசு பசங்களை விழியில புடிச்சா சிக்கு புக்கு ரயிலே கலக்கிட்டு பாரு ஸ்டைலே சிக்கு பால மயிலே இப்ப ஓகே நான் அடி தூளே நாங்க சைக்கிள் ஏறியே வந்தாக்கா நீங்க மோட்டர் பைக்க தான் பார்ப்பீங்க நாங்க மோட்டர் பைக்ல வந்தாக்கா நீங்க மாருதிக்கு மாறுவீங்க நாங்க ஜீன்ஸ் பேண்ட் தான் போட்டாக்கா நீங்க பேகி பேண்ட் தான் பார்ப்பீங்க நாங்க பேகி பேண்ட் தான் போட்டாக்கா நீங்க வெடியை தான் தேடுவீங்க ஒண்ணுமே விவரங்கள் புரியல என்னத்தான் பிடிக்குமோ தெரியல அம்புகள் 1000 அடிச்சாச்சு மொத்தத்தில் பைத்தியம் முடிச்சாச்சு சிக்கு புக்கு ரயிலே கலக்கிட்டு பாரு ஸ்டைலே சிக்கு வார மயிலே இப்ப ஓகே நான் அடி தூளே சிக்கு புக்கு ரயிலே கலக்கிட்டு பாரு ஸ்டைலே சிக்கு வார மயிலே ஜூனியருக்கும் சீனியருக்கும் கல்லூரி வாசல் எங்கும் ராகிங் நடக்கும் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் மனமோ நந்தவனமே ரோஜா இருக்கும் முள்ளும் இருக்கும் நட்புக்கு ராகிங் கூட பாதை வகுக்கும் நண்பன் ஒருவன் வந்த பிறகு பின்னை தொடலாம் உந்தன் சிறகு வாழுக்கும் எல்லை உண்டு நட்புக்கில்லையே இன்னும் வரலாம் சொந்தம் பெறலாம் நண்பன் ஒருவன் பங்கு பெறலாம் கல்லூரி நட்புக்கில்லை முற்றுப்புள்ளியே
எங்கேயும் எப்போதும் சங்கீதம் சந்தோஷம் ராத்திரிகள் வந்துவிட்டால் சாத்திரங்கள் ஓடிவிடும் எங்கேயும் எப்போதும் சங்கீதம் சந்தோஷம் ராத்திரிகள் வந்துவிட்டால் சாத்திரங்கள் ஓடிவிடும் கட்டழகு பொன்னிருக்கு வட்டமிடும் பாட்டிற்கு தொட்ட இடம் அத்தனையும் இன்பமின்றி துன்பமில்லை நாராரி எங்கும் எங்கும் நம் உலகம் உலகம் நமது பாக்கெட்டிலே வாழ்க்கை பறக்கட்டும் ராக்கெட்டிலே இரவு பொழுது நமது பக்கம் விடிய விடிய கொண்டாடுவோம் தட்டட்டும் தட்டட்டும் கைகள் ரெண்டு தாவட்டும் ஆடட்டும் கால்கள் ரெண்டு join me. தட்டட்டும் தட்டட்டும் கைகள் ரெண்டு தாவட்டும் ஆடட்டும் கால்கள் ரெண்டு கடவுள் படைத்த உலகம் இது மனித சுகத்தை மறுப்பதில்லை நலம் வாழ என் நாடும் என் வாழ்த்துக்கள் தமிழ் கூறும் பல்லாண்டு என் வார்த்தைகள்
day by day. Urga the ship, friendship
ஜூலை பிறக்கும் ஜூனியருக்கும் சீனியருக்கும் கல்லூரி வாசல் எங்கும் ராகிங் நடக்கும். ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் மனம் போர் நந்தவனமே ரோஜா இருக்கும் முள்ளும் இருக்கும் நட்புக்கு ராகிங் கூட பாதை வகுக்கும். நண்பன் ஒருவன் வந்த பிறகு வினை தொடலாம் உங்கள் சிறகு வானுக்கும் எல்லை உண்டு நட்புக்குள்ளையே. துன்பம் வரலாம் இன்பம் வரலாம் நண்பன் ஒருவன் பங்கு பெறலாம் கல்லூரி நட்புக்கில்லை முற்றுப்புள்ளியே. Day by day, மூழ்காத ஷிப்பே ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப் தான். முஸ்தபா முஸ்தபா don't worry முஸ்தபா காலம் நம் தோழன் முஸ்தபா. Day by day, மூழ்காத ஷிப்பே ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப்